If you stop long enough to think about it, the stuff in life can seem overwhelming sometimes.
But even if you dreamed about it, would you ever really leave it all? The house, the job, the everything.
Just leave it all back. Our next guest did, and she wrote a book about her journey called Living Without Reservations, and we're very pleased to have Barbara Singer on the show this morning. And you did exactly this. You were 44 years old when you decided to reinvent yourself and start a new life. How did you do this?
Why did you do this?
Well, I was living in Orlando, living the American dream. Married, big house, big job, child in private school, boat, cars, the works. And the more I accumulated in stuff and money, the more weighted down I felt. And I wanted adventure, freedom, and travel, not accumulating wealth.
When you say you felt stuck, I mean, you felt kind of trapped in this life? You felt tied down?
Well, at 44, you're looking at 20, 25 years until retirement, and I'm thinking, I am never going to be able to keep this pace, and I don't want to keep this pace forever. So when my only child went away to college, I thought, well, I'll make some changes. I didn't quite make it that long. I met someone new and thought, this is going to be my new life. So my daughter does go away to school, and a month after that, my fiance dies of a heart attack. So I really was experiencing complete loss, and I felt like the rug was ripped out from underneath me. So I decided to call my dad and ask if I could borrow his camper. I just needed to get away and get some time to get some idea of what to do next.
Yeah.
So my dad and I drove from Pennsylvania to Alaska and back in his camper. And when I returned to Orlando, in one day, I knew that my old life, as I was living it before, was finished. It was physically painful to go back. And so I liquidated everything.
You sold everything. You sold it all.
Rented my house to someone else. And the day I pulled that garage door down of the storage unit and drove away with 2 suitcases and a computer was one of the happiest days of my life.
So then you essentially go on this... like now, several years worth of an expedition that includes not just Alaska, but living on a boat and then eventually a
going to Italy,
going
to Italy.
All of these fabulous people along the way. So walk us through this journey and some of the highlights you've enjoyed.
So I get to Orlando, liquidate everything. My big goal in life was to work at a tiki bar on the beach. So I moved to South Florida, rented a room from someone, and ended up working at a marina bar where I met Captain Pete, who was living on his 42-foot Hunter sailboat. I didn't really know the captain, and I'd never sailed before. And one night off the cuff, we said, you know, didn't you ever dream of going island hopping in the Caribbean? So 2 weeks later, we took off and went in 100 days in one direction.
100 days.
And I had the time of my life.
Oh my.
It wasn't all butterflies and sunshine. You know, sailing is sailing. But I
work.
would jump on board again in a New York minute.
Oh my goodness.
And then you end up in Italy. How did you get to Italy?
So it's time to get off the boat because we agreed on the 100 days. And now I was actually paid crew. So I had a little pocket money. And I said, okay, if I can live anywhere in the world, it would be Florence. So I went on the internet, rented a room again from a woman, didn't know the language, didn't know anyone, and 10 days later I went to the winery as a tourist and met Giuseppe, who's a winemaker.
Giuseppe, good huh?
Never looked back.
Never looked back.
Of course. So what's the lesson here? I mean, what have you learned through all of this that you might suggest to the rest of us?
You really have to be tunnel vision and know in your heart why you're doing this. The adventure and the time and the freedom was worth all of the loss. And I don't really say loss as I lost something, but you are no longer marching to the drum of everybody else. So I'm not saving for retirement. I'm not accumulating wealth in the old ways, like in your home or a 401k or any of that. So getting ready mentally is probably the first step. Getting mobile, get a laptop, get everything you need on the internet or through the web, and get no paper mail. Get healthy because you're going to be buying your own health insurance. So I'm in my correct weight category. I don't smoke and I don't take any medication.
But you drink wine with Giuseppe.
I drink lots of wine with Giuseppe. So get healthy because, and you're going to be moving and living in other countries. But the key is to rent a room from a local. I don't travel every day. I don't move. I work a season. So I go somewhere for 3 or 4 months. Now I'm 8 months in the summer in Italy, and then I come back 4 months and work because I'm not independently wealthy. So when you come back, you go to a high season, high tourist resort area, take a job where you're tipped, work like a dog, stash the cash, and make it last as long as you can.
And then for the rest of the summer or whatever, travel. People like me, people like Mary, I mean, I've started a family already. How can we... How can we live by these principles if we're kind of locked down already?
You can totally do it if you do the RV thing and boating, because you take your house with you. I met lots of families who are homeschooling their children, and they're giving them a completely different kind of education. So I know we kind of think this is the right way to do it or the traditional way. Again, think outside the box. You can do it. You just have to really have a plan.
We could talk to you all day. The website, BarbaraElaineSinger.com.
And it's in a book. I mean, you've got a lot of great stories in the book as well, so people can get that book.
I mean, we've got a million questions for you, but so little time. Clearly, you're an interesting lady. There again, the book, Living Without Reservations. Thank you for your time today.
You. Go on the website.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Giuseppe our best.
I will.
Morning Blend. Start their day with coffee from Pear's Gourmet, the official coffee of the morning blend. To learn more about Pear's, go to OmahaMorningBlend.com and click on the Pear's logo right on the homepage.
That's right. Thanks, Mary. Coming up, how to become a big brother or a big sister.
Or a big couple. The details on the other side of this break. Don't move.